What if I told you that the most dangerous person in your life isn't the obvious narcissist or the cold psychopath, but someone who seems to understand you better than anyone else? Someone who makes you feel seen, heard, and completely understood, right before they destroy you from the inside out. I'm about to expose one of psychology's most chilling discoveries, a personality type so rare, so perfectly disguised, that even trained psychologists struggle to identify them. They walk among us, hidden in plain sight, wearing the mask of compassion while wielding empathy like a weapon. By the end of this video, you'll understand why dark empaths are considered the ultimate predators of the human psyche. More importantly, you'll learn the subtle signs that could save you from becoming their next victim. But I must warn you, once you see what I'm about to show you, you'll never look at the people around you the same way again. In 2020, researchers at Nottingham Trent University made a discovery that shattered everything we thought we knew about human nature. They identified a new personality type that combines the worst of both worlds: the emotional intelligence of a therapist with the ruthless manipulation of a psychopath. They called them Dark Empaths, and the results were terrifying. These individuals scored high on all three traits of the dark triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, while simultaneously possessing high levels of cognitive empathy. It's like discovering that some serial killers also happen to be mind readers. But here's what makes this discovery so disturbing. Dark empaths don't just understand your emotions, they weaponize them. They can read your pain, mirror your joy, and predict your reactions with surgical precision. Then they use this intimate knowledge to manipulate you in ways that feel like love, support, and understanding. The study revealed that dark empaths are actually more dangerous than traditional psychopaths because they're nearly impossible to detect. While a psychopath's lack of empathy eventually gives them away, dark empaths can maintain their facade indefinitely. Let me tell you about Harvey Weinstein. Not the monster the media portrayed, but the dark empath who operated in Hollywood for decades without detection. Multiple victims described eerily similar experiences. Weinstein didn't just proposition them, he studied them. He would spend hours learning about their childhood dreams, their family struggles, their deepest insecurities. One victim said, "He made me feel like he was the only person in Hollywood who truly understood what I was going through." Weinstein had an uncanny ability to become exactly what each person needed. If someone was insecure about their talent, he became their biggest champion. If they were struggling financially, he became their generous benefactor. If they were lonely, he became their most understanding friend. But here's the dark empath's signature move. Weinstein would share carefully selected vulnerabilities about himself. He'd talk about his difficult childhood, his insecurities about his appearance, his struggles in the industry. This created a false sense of intimacy that made his victims feel special, chosen, trusted with his deepest secrets. The psychological analysis revealed something chilling. Weinstein could predict exactly how his victims would react to different situations. He knew when to apply pressure, when to back off, when to offer comfort. He was reading their emotional patterns like a chess master studying the board, always thinking 3 moves ahead. Dark empaths operate on 4 core pillars that make them nearly impossible to detect. Understanding these pillars could be the difference between freedom and psychological captivity. Pillar 1: emotional mirroring mastery. They don't just understand your emotions, they become them with Academy Award-winning precision. If you're sad, they're devastated. If you're excited, they're euphoric. If you're angry, they're outraged on your behalf. This creates an instant bond that feels deeper than any relationship you've ever experienced. But here's what's really happening. They're not feeling your emotions. They're performing them. Every tear, every smile, every moment of shared joy is calculated theater. They're studying your emotional patterns, cataloging your triggers, mapping your psychological landscape for future exploitation. Pillar 2. Strategic vulnerability. Dark empaths are masters of selective disclosure. They share just enough of their own pain to make you feel special, chosen, trusted with their deepest secrets. They'll tell you about their difficult childhood, their past betrayals, their hidden fears. But every revelation is weaponized vulnerability. They're not being authentic. They're creating a false sense of intimacy that makes you want to protect and save them. They position themselves as wounded healers, broken souls who understand your pain because they've suffered too. Pillar 3. Cognitive empathy without emotional connection. This is the most crucial distinction to understand. Dark empaths possess cognitive empathy. They can intellectually understand that you're in pain, predict how you'll react, and even mimic the appropriate emotional response. But they lack effective empathy. They don't actually feel your pain. It's like watching a movie. They can follow the plot, understand the character's motivations, even predict the ending. But they're not emotionally invested in the story. Your suffering is just data to them, information to be processed and utilized. Pillar 4. The savior complex trap. Dark empaths position themselves as your rescuer, your guide, your emotional support system. They create problems in your life, then swoop in to solve them. They isolate you from other support systems by being so perfectly understanding that everyone else seems inadequate by comparison. They become your drug, the only person who truly gets you, the only one who can make you feel whole. And like any drug, once you're addicted, they control the supply. This section reveals the terrifying reality that dark empaths aren't just distant figures. They're embedded in everyday life. Workplace colleagues who seem unusually understanding, social circle members who always know exactly what to say. Family members who use emotional intelligence as a weapon. Romantic partners who appear too good to be true. Warning signs to include love bombing with understanding. They seem to get you better than lifelong friends, creating emotional dependency. You can't make decisions without their input. Perpetual victim narratives. Every ex was crazy, every friend betrayed them, relationship isolation. Your other connections start suffering. Protection strategies, 2030 to 2300. 5 crucial defense mechanisms. Trust gut over heart. Genuine connections develop gradually, maintain support networks. Don't let them become your sole emotional source. Watch for inconsistencies. Even master manipulators slip up. Set boundaries and observe reactions. Healthy people respect limits. Document reality. Keep journals to combat gaslighting, the ultimate truth, 23 to 25. The most chilling revelation. Many dark empaths don't realize what they are. They've convinced themselves their manipulation is helping, their control is love, and their exploitation is guidance. This self-deception makes them virtually unstoppable.